I'm so pleased to have this book in my possession for two reasons. One, I've been asked, because of the reputation I have, to write the foreword for lots of books and or be a testimony on several. And I am privileged to be on the back of this one too. But I've never written a testimonial like this one. Listen to this. This book is one of the best ever written on achieving, and I am an expert on an authority on achievement, success, the DNA of success. I understand success. So when anybody teaches about a success principle, it goes through my filter of what really does work and what doesn't work. So I am pretty clear on whether this is a good book or not. So here's what I was able to say about it after I read it. This book is one of the best ever written on achievement or achieving maximum joy and happiness. Who wants that? Maximum joy and happiness. It could increase your income. I could do that too, but let's don't limit it to income. Let's limit it to joy and happiness. Then I said, read the first chapter and you will be hooked. I hope a lot of people pick up this book and they look at the front because everybody knows they're going to read the first page or the first cover. Then we have a tendency to turn it over, don't we, and see what the back says. I hope they read that sentence that says, read the first chapter. I saw some of you in here reading the first chapter already. This is good. And I said, read the first chapter and you will be hooked. Then I say the word warning, you may need some tissue. Right there. First chapter hooked me. And I had to read more because her story is so touching. You and I have no excuse for not dealing with whatever life has thrown at us, because if you can overcome what she overcame, you can overcome anything. And that first chapter talks about some of the stuff she went through to become and overcame to become who she is. The rest of it says, Faith has eloquently described what it really takes to be happy and create the kind of life that you want, in spite of any major adversity or terrible events in your past or present. Very inspiring. Read it now. I hope millions of people read that and take my advice. Read it now. I hope they'll at least read the first chapter, because then they'll be hooked. And guys, Christmas is coming. Don't buy one book, buy 5, buy 10. If I were to buy this book and buy 10 of them and get them out to 10 of my friends, I would say one thing: read the first chapter, because that'll hook them. Then they'll want to read the rest of it, and lives will change. The definition of faith, and I quote, it is the moving cause of all action. Who does that fit? Faith, your faith, my faith in anything, in ourselves, in our abilities, in God, and faith generally, is the moving cause of all action. Little bit of faith, little bit of action. Lots of faith, lots of action. And this book is going to give you, and whoever reads it, a booster shot of faith. And I don't mean just of her, but of faith that you and I need to become and do all that's in us to become and do, so that we can have, what is it? Maximum joy and happiness. One of the things I really liked about this book and the way faith comes across is in this. Guess what faith does? She comes from the heart. And what she's teaching us to do in this book, and what she's going to do as she goes around the world, is teaching us to come from the heart. It says right in the Bible, in Proverbs, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And she is teaching people how to do this. So I'm highly recommending that you all not go home with 1 or 2 books, but go home with 5 or 10. When they look at this, what would faith do? They're not going to know what this is, and you get to explain it. And then you get to share with them about a woman that you know and have gotten to know personally, and who knows how many stories you have about her or because of her, but you know that her methodology and her way of being changes hearts, which changes lives, which changes end results. And success, i.e. joy and happiness, is a byproduct. It's a privilege and an honor for me to be one of the people who gets to help shine a spotlight on the star, the author of this incredible book. God bless you, Faith, for doing this. Let's give her a hand.